We're here at the CSC Ranches in Pilot Point, Texas at Chad and Susie Chan's home of Hoof Watch. And we're getting ready to go to the Virginia State Fair, so we're making shoes that Terry Holst has picked out. He's the judge and clinician. The shoe that we're going to be making today is the Liberty Live Shoe and Shoe, which is the Caulk and Feather Hind. It is the specimen shoe. We're going to put just a little bit of a bump in the toe because you have the clip and the fuller and it's going to make the toe look weeny. So you got to put a little bit of bump there. And we're going to bump the running wedge. We have a running wedge or a feather on the medial aspect. We have a heel caulk on the lateral aspect. And then we have 6 nails, 4 on the lateral side and 2 on the medial side, set up for an E4. And it's a hammer-drawn toe clip. We're just going to do a quick bump in the toe just to get some material in there so we can forge on it and fudge on it just a little bit. I'm going to try and keep it as straight as possible because I still want to bump my heel. And if I don't keep it as straight as possible, then it will make the heel hard to bump. So now I'm going to put my medial heel in and make my running wedge. The medial aspect is a running wedge, which means like the same, it starts and it runs a taper. It's a safed off taper and it's a feather, so I'm picking up on the outside edge of the stock. The inside of the edge of the stock is staying straight, but this has got a taper. When I put my heel, this will come around and the heel will follow the taper all the way around. Just gonna start and gonna leave it loose, come up, and you don't really want to put any kinks in it. The reason I'm starting on this side is because this side's really hanging. I'm gonna come in here and push it over the horn, gather it, and then start the same with the other side. Push it over the horn and gather it, pull your hammer back towards you. Nice soft toe. And I'll come in and flatten it up real good. Now I'll make my heel caulk. Just out on the tip, make a soft bend. Get the top all narrowed back up. And then I'll come in here and get that straight. It's already over the top again. I'm just being patient. You can see the corners start to lock in. Come in here and just kind of establish the other side of my heel caulk, the weight bearing. And now you can see it really just go in and lock in. What I'm doing is I'm almost like I'm drawing a clip. I'm using fullering blows and I'm using the edge of my hammer to draw out the base of it. Then I'll use fullering blows and I don't ever start at the front edge. I start at the middle and work my way back. I've got my base built up and the front of my heel caulk is wide. If you get this narrow, it makes your weight bearing narrow, and then you've got a toe weight or a taper to your branch. Come up here, come from the floor, flatten up the back side. I've got a good dimension. It looks like it would fit on the end of a heel with a little bit of length and width. I'm going to pick it up right here at the beginning of the toe. and my hammer's just gonna slowly gain speed on the angle and then come around the heel. Only flatten it on the back side or the foot surface, because that way you don't get it expanding on the side that you're trying to knife blade. The thickest part of the shoe is behind the quarter, so I'm gonna have it start way late and just push it on over the heel. What that does is it doesn't push all the material up into the toe when you make the quarter bend. And come in and give it a good flattening. This will bring your line out on the other side. And you can see the safing going around the outside edge. I'm gonna just tighten up my toe a little bit. I'm gonna put it right where the heel quarter would be. I'm gonna push with my tongs. I'm gonna keep this above parallel to the ground. And then roll it on back. Obviously, it pushes material up here, so I'm pushing this back to the widest part of the foot. And then I come and repeat the process one more time. I keep on making this process until I get the toe, and I'm short, so I'm just gonna tighten up the toe. And now I'm gonna go over the horn and then go over the quarter, and then I'm gonna come right on through and forge. And you can see I can narrow it up right here. I'm just gonna, and that kicks it right in line. I'm gonna mark my toe for my fuller, and what I've got is I'm looking at my heels, and I want this heel to dissect the center of my heel cock. So now when I've got that lined up here, then I use the opposite end of the anvil, and I use the offside edge of the anvil to make everything square. And that is square with line of travel. I'm gonna pick up my fuller and hem it a little bit, and that hemming actually turns into the safing on the medial aspect. Come in here. There's only 2 nails up in the toe on this shoe. Punch for an E4. Now I'm going to come in right here and hold on to it at the heel nail. And I'm going to go from the widest part of the foot and come all the way through the toe. Come from the widest part of the foot and go over to the heel. Come here, hem, go to the widest part of the foot, go over the top, and bring it on through. Flatten her up and pritchel it out. From the edge of my nail, with the calipers, the edge of my nail, and then I'll mark the toe. Come in here and just kind of widen everything out with the back side. Just focus on that source hole. Fuller and blows. Stay at the base. Come in here, and then I'm just going to take with the heel of my hammer and just get real close to the clip before I put any kind of angle to the wall on it. That way, if I have a blow that doesn't hit exactly right, it comes in here and ricochets off. If it's leaning forward, I smash the top, but I'm going to come and just run my edges just ever so slightly. Go over the top, and then start bringing it back in. Right here, I'm just going to lock in that corner. Oh. I've got it to where I can get to the whole branch. And I'm just running my lines. And when I say that, I just come in here and cleaning up my lines. This is my safing and my hemming all at the same time. Come in here and just kind of flatten everything up really nice. That gets your line back in it. When I say your line, it pushes a line on this side of the anvil, on this side of the shoe from the face of the anvil, actually drives it in there. Draw filing, get a nice top line on my shoe so it brings out the edge. And then you come in here and you clean up your safing. We got it all filed up. I'm brushing it. Just kind of getting it all dolled up, flattened up, checking the nails and getting everything looking nice. Flatten everything up, just kind of nice overlapping blows and being real firm. Get it all squared up and we're pretty much done.